Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're going to start a new series for the next few days. We're going to talk about 9 sectors, and we're going to look at those sectors for the year 2026, and we're going to try to figure out what are some steal deals for the coming new year. Now, we're almost wrapping up 2025, and what I have on the screen here is the S&P 500 returns since 1960. Blue is up, red is down, and we can see that the stock market is typically up more often than it is down, actually much more often. What we also see is that while there are many consecutive years where the market is up, it's rare that it happens for extended periods of time. We can see in the 1980s, from about 1982 until 1989, the stock market did go up. And there was a down year in 1990, but then after that, it went up, up, up in the 1990s after that. 1999 hits, and the dot-com bubble bursts, and we have 3 consecutive years of down markets. Now, you can see that 3 consecutive years had only happened from 2000 to 2002. There were 2 consecutive years in the 1970s. That was hyperinflation, and that was the war in Vietnam was ending. We had crises with just it was so much Iran and hostages and whatnot, and it was just a kind of a bad decade. Oil crises, energy crises popping up left and right. Now you can see the biggest gain here was 2008, down 37%. And that was, of course, the great financial crisis, the collapse of the housing market back in 2008. And all of these would have been phenomenal times to buy stocks. And the past 3 years would have been phenomenal times to buy stocks as well. If you've bought stocks in the past 3 years, it's kind of hard to find losers. I mean, they're certainly out there. I have a few in my portfolio, but 2022 presented a very unique time because it was a year of inflation. It was a year where Russia invaded Ukraine, and we saw the market down overall in the year 2022, but it came roaring back in 2023 at 26 plus percent. And then after that, in 2024, up 25%. So we don't know what's going to happen in 2026. Is it going to be like the 1980s and the 1990s where we just have year after year after year of growth? Is it one of these single digit years where we only grow 4% or 6.5%, 6.2%, well under the market average? By the way, if you average all these values, you get a little more than 11%. I believe you get something like 11.5%. So 11.5% is the average, but there are bounces all over the place, both single digit growers, double digit growers. I mean, if you look at 1995, the market was up 37.5% that year. So we don't know what's going to happen in the year 2026. What we do know is if we take some time and we do our research, we can find hopefully quality stocks that lowers the risk of bad investments. Okay. So what I'm going to do in this series for the next few days is I'm going to give a little speech like this at the start, but we're going to do a deep dive into each sector of the stock market. And today we're going to start with healthcare stocks. We're going to see, are there any healthcare stocks that look like fantastic buys for the year 2026? Just as a reminder, nothing on this channel is financial advice. I am not implying that you should buy these stocks, sell these stocks. Never on this channel do I ever give financial advice. But what I would appreciate is a like and subscribe if you get any value out of these videos, because a lot of work goes into finding values, putting them on this table, and doing the research for you. So what I've done is I've made a spreadsheet here of 6 healthcare stocks for the year 2026. And if none of these really jump out at you, it's no big surprise. These are very, very risky plays. Okay. We typically don't like high risk here, but these are relatively small market cap companies, but we feel that based on their numbers and based on some stock screeners that we pulled up, that these 6 have potential growth for the next year plus. Okay. So typically on this channel, what we're doing is we're looking for long-term plays. We're looking for high-quality growth companies, high-quality value companies where we can build in a little safety, maybe get a little dividend. None of these companies pays a dividend. None of them are in the realm of safe. Okay, so I just want to say that. And I keep that in mind if I consider any of these stocks for my personal portfolio. We have 6 companies here. We have Harmony. We have Excelixis, that's hard to say. We have ADMA, we have Insight, we have Neurocrene, and we have Biomarin Healthcare. Okay, now these 6 stocks were picked with a stock screener. I'm going to link below to a stock screener video that I made recently showing you how to take over 11,000 stocks in the stock market and boil them down to these 6. Okay, so I used very strict parameters, and I said I only want the best of the best companies within the healthcare space, and these are the 6 companies that I found. And we can see that all 6 companies have a score of 5 or higher. So remember, on this channel, we score stocks between a score of -10 and +10, -10 being absolute garbage, +10 being basically perfect companies, and 0 kind of the midpoint. So when we look at those scores, we typically look at 5 and above. Sometimes we bend the rules a little bit if it's a stock that we really want, if it's a stock that we have high conviction in, and we think that the numbers may just be a little off. But typically we pick 5 and above, and in this video, all 6 companies in the healthcare space are above 5, the lowest being 7. So if we look at their scores, we can see why these are such banger stocks, right? So we have Harmony here. If you look at Harmony, first off, their 5-year forward PE is coming over just a little 4. As a matter of fact, all of these companies are single-digit 5-year forward PEs. Now remember, forward PE is based on predictions and projections, and those, of course, may be wrong. As a matter of fact, you can see that Insight has EPS growth annualized for the next 5 years to be about 90%. Probably not realistic, and as a matter of fact, we did not use any of that data. We didn't use anything near 90 in our intrinsic value calculations that we'll show later on. Which is why we're seeing 5-year forward PE coming in under 1. So probably not realistic, probably not going to happen, especially for the next 5 years, but it's something to keep in mind that Wall Street is really baking in high expectations for Insight. Now, when it comes to PEG ratios, they are all phenomenal. They are all under 1. As a matter of fact, they're all under 0.5 except for Neurocrene here. Okay, the winner with a perfect score of 10 is Harmony. They have fantastic PEG. They have a forward PE under 10. They basically have no debt. They have phenomenal return on equity, phenomenal return on invested capital. Their profit margins are pretty respectable at 22%. They have healthy revenue growth. They're expected to grow EPS at about 23%. We have the best forward or the best free cash flow yield of all the companies. And so these 6 companies seem to be solid. The big question mark is, can they execute on these numbers? Can they pull in the revenue growth? Can they pull in the EPS growth, which is really going to affect their 5-year forward PE? It's really going to affect their PEG ratio. Okay, so these very hopeful numbers, these very idealistic numbers may not come true, which is why we're saying that there's high risk involved in these companies, but the expectations are there and the potential is there. And so that's why we are including them in these, all 6 of these stocks in this video, to see possibly these are very high growth companies for healthcare. So this being high risk, high reward plays in our portfolio, I'm going to point out that every single discount rate that we used for these companies was 15%. Okay. Now, if you recall, in the intrinsic value calculator video that I did, that I will also link in the comments below, you'll remember that discount rates usually vary between 8% and 15%. 8% for solid, steady companies, 15% for very risky companies. And so all 6 of these companies are getting a 15% for their discount rate, making sure that we are very cautious, that we're very conservative. Now, these numbers at a 22% margin of safety assume a 15% discount rate. If I put it at 8%, you can see that that margin of safety just skyrockets. Probably not a 73% margin of safety here. So because there is risk, we are putting a discount rate of 15%. We may even want to go higher with some of these companies, the ones that have very, very small market caps. But for example, BMRN, BioMarin, we expect EPS growth to be about 25%. When you look at analysts and when you look at expectations, they are actually quite higher than that, right? So if we go back to the analysis sheet here and we look at BMRN's expected EPS growth for the next 5 years, it's actually 28%. So we're using numbers lower than everything in the spreadsheet here, and we are using a discount rate of 15%. And for years 6 through 10, if you may recall, we use the scale down factor of 0.5. Okay, what that scale down factor means is years 1 through 5, we are using 25% EPS growth. And then years 6 through 10, we are using half of that just to bake in a little more caution into our numbers, okay? And so even with that, we get a margin of safety of 22.1% for BMRN. And we did that for all 6 companies that we are looking at today. And we're going to see how to invest a hypothetical $100 if we wanted to invest in these 6 companies. Again, these companies are very small market cap and they offer no dividend. And so we are not even going to consider a safety score because there's absolutely no safety built into any of these companies. Okay. But what we did do is we put in their growth score. We look at their average score, which since there's only one score, that is the growth score. We put in the intrinsic values of the PE multiples model that we just looked at. Again, link to that video and the dividend discount model in the description of this video. We are looking at the price. This is the current price of these companies, and we compute their margin of safety. And we can see 5 out of the 6 companies have margins of safety that are positive, and 4 out of 5 are above 20%. So Harmony, Excelixis, Insight, and BMRM, those all come in over 25%. So that's nice to see. And so if we click and drag this down, if we wanted to invest in all 6 companies, the only one that we would not invest in is Neurocrine, mainly because it has a negative margin of safety, has a fantastic growth score, but negative margin of safety. We would be paying a premium at today's prices. So if we wanted to remove that one, great. Also, we might want to remove ADMA, right? Even though they have a pretty healthy score of 8.5, they're only giving us a margin of safety of 10.3%. The current price is $19. We think it's 21. That may not be enough of a margin of safety, enough padding and cushion in our numbers and our estimates. Because remember, we could be wrong about these growth numbers. Wall Street could be wrong about their growth numbers. Anything can happen in the next 5 or 10 years. And so perhaps we want to remove those as well. And so if we only wanted to invest in the solid companies that have scores of 5 and higher in the healthcare sector with margins of safety 20 and above, we would invest 36% of our money into Harmony, 22 in Excelixis, $27 into Insight, and BMRN would get $15, right? That's based on the relative weights that take into account their scores, are also their margins of safety. These numbers, of course, can be adjusted. This is with a hypothetical $100, which translates into percents. But if you had $5,000, then you would invest that much money into these companies. Do your own due diligence. Make sure that you do your own research. Don't just follow YouTube videos blindly, especially mine, because even though we have pretty decent models here, you never know what's going to happen. These companies may not be right for you, may not be right for your portfolio. So always do your own due diligence. Always do your own research. This is not financial advice at all. But if you get any value out of these videos, if you've gotten any insight, please like and subscribe. Please tell a friend, spread the good word. I appreciate your videos, and we'll see you on the next one.